Ah, yes, so gather around, fellow patriots and internet archaeologists, for a glorious new chapter in the unhinged operatic performance known as Sarasota Tim Tactical Cosplay Edition. Today, Tim is channeling the spirit of the Old West, G.I. Joe and Uncle Sam, all while standing in his driveway drinking supermarket brand coffee and babbling about ballistic missiles like he's briefing the Joint Chiefs of Staff from a lawn chair. Now let us dive with reverence and rubber gloves into the psyche of a man so thoroughly wrapped in Second Amendment cosplay, he genuinely thinks his tactical boots are a political statement. First, the outfit. Oh, the outfit. He says it's not cowboy cosplay. Perish the thought. No, no, this is military tactical patriot manwear, because nothing screams combat readiness like a 70-year-old man with 3 handguns and zero history of military service, wandering around the suburbs dressed like he just escaped a Bass Pro Shop mannequin display. You see, folks, this isn't a lifestyle, it's a costume party for the emotionally unarmed. Tim didn't serve, never trained, but by golly, he's got a Glock 26, a Glock 17, and something he called a pocket job, which is either a gun or a cry for help. Either way, he's locked and loaded because that's where real freedom lives. In a low-income trailer park, alone, surrounded by flags, conspiracy theories, and Omaha steaks. Psychologically, this is textbook. The display of weapons, the aggressive posturing, the vocal support for military action, all delivered by a man whose actual exposure to danger is limited to Walmart parking lots and expired cheese. See, when you lack real authority or experience, you cosplay it. Tim wants to be a warrior, a leader, a protector, but instead of earning that role through service, sacrifice, or even basic parenting, he buys it one tactical boot, an ego-stroking YouTube rant at a time. Let's not forget, this is the same guy who worked 3 hours a day, if you can call it that, so he could sneak off to the golf course and live that hard-hitting schedule of Bud Light, weed, and pretending to matter. Meanwhile, his kids were off-screen, figuratively and literally. Now we arrive at Tim's favorite part of the show, the Tough Talk segment. This is where our driveway warrior transforms into a one-man National Guard press briefing. He hits all the classics. If someone blocks your car, run them over. These aren't Americans, they're terrorists. My governor gave me permission. We don't back down, baby. This is America. It's basically a rage smoothie made of cable news paranoia, Facebook memes, and a low testosterone level screaming for validation. But here's the truth under all the bluster. This isn't about protection. It's not even about politics. It's about affirmation through aggression. Tim doesn't actually believe he's under siege. He's not barricading a compound. He's filming from the safety of a driveway in a quiet Florida neighborhood where the most dangerous thing he's likely to encounter is a squirrel with rabies or a busted lawn sprinkler. But in his mind, he's in the final standoff of Red Dawn. The driveway becomes Omaha Beach. The mailbox is a checkpoint. The Amazon driver is a suspicious foreign agitator. This isn't vigilance. It's main character syndrome with a side of delusion. And let's not ignore how deeply this stems from a need to feel powerful. Tim doesn't yell because he's strong. He yells because deep down, he knows nobody's listening. The louder he gets, the more desperate it sounds, because real authority doesn't have to shout. Think about it. The professionals, the people who have actually seen combat, who've held lives in their hands, who've stood the watch under real threat, they're calm, disciplined, quietly capable. You won't catch a SEAL Team 6 member doing a vlog in tactical jeans talking about giving you permission to run people over. But Tim, he's not trying to inspire respect. He's trying to scare people into taking him seriously. And when that doesn't work, he just turns up the volume. Because deep down, even he knows the guns, the flags, the truck, they're all props. A distraction from the one thing he's truly afraid of, being irrelevant. But just when you think the adrenaline-fueled monologue can't get any more intense, Tim pivots. Hard. From DEFCON 2 to Dairy Management 101 in under 10 seconds. One moment, he's threatening to flatten protesters with his Super Duty. The next, he's lamenting that Manchego cheese is stalling his carnivore diet. Apparently, the war on carbs is more pressing than the war on tyranny. Then comes the coffee. Oh, the coffee. He sips it like it's sacred and declares, "This is the best cup I've ever had in my life." Every single video. This isn't a diet. It's a mood disorder with a grocery list. It's chaos disguised as conviction. A swirling tornado of caffeine, cholesterol, and confused nationalism. And all of it, every bizarre tangent, is part of a carefully crafted illusion. The illusion that he's in control, that he's doing something. But all he's really doing is burning daylight, yelling into a webcam. Then comes the grand finale, the final flag-waving, horn-honking crescendo. Tim climbs into his white Super Duty pickup, now fully weaponized with bumper stickers and 2 American flags flapping like he's heading into Fallujah via University Parkway. He tells us he's proud to be an American. He calls out traitors. He lectures us on real patriotism. He invokes Trump, tanks, military parades, Walmart, and whatever else happened to trend on his recommended feed that morning. But here's the thing. Patriotism isn't measured in flag count. It isn't about how loudly you honk or how many decals you can slap on your tailgate. It's about what you give, what you build, what you protect. Tim didn't build, Tim didn't protect, Tim didn't serve. Tim consumed. He consumed all his life. This isn't leadership. It's retirement cosplay for a man who missed his moment and is now screaming into the void, hoping someone out there confuses noise for nobility. You don't love America more just because you're louder about it. And you sure don't love it better by threatening to run over your fellow citizens while sipping gas station coffee and raving about missile defense systems you only learned about from a History Channel rerun. Tim waves the flag like it's a magic shield. But real patriots don't need props. They show up. They serve. They sacrifice. He didn't. Before we wrap this up, let me offer a quiet contrast to everything you just witnessed. Many years ago, I served as a combat systems officer on a U.S. Navy submarine. I was trained in firearms, and I was responsible for ensuring others were trained as well. I don't say this to brag. There were plenty who could outshoot me, but the job demanded discipline, precision, and accountability. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't loud, and it certainly didn't involve filming videos in my driveway in tactical gear. I'll never forget when our boat trained with SEAL Team 6. Boy, that was an eye-opener. Not just because of all their special weapons, but because of how they carried themselves. These guys would get up early, run 5 miles before the sun came up, eat breakfast, and then do hours of calisthenics like it was nothing. They weren't trying to impress anyone. Those guys were, and still are, the real deal. Precise, focused, dead serious. I'm sure to them, we submariners looked like Pillsbury Doughboys. But they didn't say a word. They didn't have to, because they actually know how to use force, and that kind of power doesn't need to announce itself. The people who really know how to fight, how to protect, how to lead, they don't posture, they don't perform, they don't need to prove anything. So when I see a guy like Sarasota Tim dressing up and puffing out his chest for clicks, I don't see strength. I see someone who was never tested, never trained, and now pretends that volume and violence are substitutes for purpose and service. But real respect doesn't come from shouting. It comes from what you build, protect, and carry quietly when no one's watching.